70 KIML.
Call Don now, 682-1270. News Talk 1270 KIML.
News Talk 1270 KIML. Don Carpenter here with you every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10. If you're just joining us in studio, we have Cinderella with an S and Shell on Wheels. I almost said your real name. Sorry about that. From the Coal Miners' Daughters roller derby team. And before we went to break, we were talking. I mentioned that some people might have some misconceptions on what roller derby's all about. I know it was. When I was a kid, it was still shown on Saturday afternoons. Usually paired up with professional wrestling. They had scripted storylines, and of course they skated on a bank track, and it was it was what they would call sports entertainment these days. This is something completely different, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There is no punching or elbowing or kicking or anything like that.
Intentionally.
Yeah, intentionally, yes. There is your occasional accident skate hitting a person somewhere, like in the shin or something like that. Usually you'll get called on it if the ref sees it or whatever, but there's hitting with your shoulder and like your hips. You can hit with your shoulder and hips. There's like legal zones you can hit in.
So it's almost like hockey where you can shoulder and hip check.
Yes.
So and it absolutely is a real sport. It's not predetermined like it used to be. I mean, this is for real.
Yes, it is. It's intense. You're usually sweating pretty bad after a game or practice.
We write our numbers on our arms at the bouts so that the refs can read them. And so if they're going to call a penalty, they know who to send off to the box. They see it on your arm. And usually by halftime, you have to re-put the numbers on because either somebody else is now wearing your number from you hitting them or you're sweating so much that it's dripping down your arm.
Yeah, and it's it's definitely not for the faint of heart. So yeah, I mean it's it's fun though.
It's a blast.
So what kind of women get involved with roller derby? I mean, what kind of people do you have on your team?
We have everyone from not moms to mothers to grandmothers, ranging across the employment scale of stay-at-home moms and teachers and people that help out in community service projects to realtors.
Yeah, so I mean, there's pretty much every walk of life.
Absolutely.
And pretty much, I mean, any body type too. I mean, small, tall, short. There's pretty much something for everyone on the team.
We have room for anyone who would want to join. We practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 8, usually up at Skateland. And anybody who'd be interested in checking it out is more than welcome to come watch a practice. We usually have some extra gear if they want to try it out. And
so you're always looking for fresh meat then?
Absolutely.
See, I did my homework.
Even if they can't skate, there was a few girls that couldn't barely even skate or even get off the wall in like a month or something. They were pushing themselves off the wall. They can skate backwards now. They can hop even, Well,
the way the way it's set up, I mean, you're not allowed to participate until you pass all your trials, and the trials are kind of set up for to help you with your skating skills.
Yes, they are. There's actually we go by woofta. I don't really know. It's weird, but we go by those, and there's like a certain skill set that you have to do in order to be safe, I guess, on the track. So, in order to bout, but to be safe without falling all over the place, too.
And it's not just for the skater's safety; it's for everybody's safety out on the track. It's awfully dangerous when you have that girl out there who hasn't passed her minimums and is out actually bouting and falling all over the place. It causes a lot of danger for everybody involved.
Oh, sure. I mean, at least the bouts that I've been to, I mean, the crowd can sit right up by the track. I mean, it's usually the track's just lined off with tape or something like that, and since it's a flat track, there's nothing separating the skaters from the crowd.
Right. There's actually a section we call the 18 and over section where you can...
It's the booty zone.
The booty zone. You can go and sit up there, and you'll most likely get a derby girl in your lap. Or on you, or... Oh,
well, I didn't know about that. I'll have to check into that. So, if somebody does want to get involved, I mean, what kind of... I mean, you mentioned that if they want to come out and maybe just try a practice or something like that, you have extra equipment. But what kind of equipment investment would be required once you've committed to it?
Well, you need a helmet, elbow guards, wrist guards, knee pads, and
a mouth guard. And obviously roller skates.
Yeah, skates. And but it's not a terribly expensive sport to get into.
Not initially. I think I bought my first pair of skates for $125, somewhere in that area, and I skated till they were falling apart on them. But then you can spend upwards to $1,000 on a pair of skates alone.
Oh yeah, and once you get better at it, and I guess your performance level might be a little bit past the equipment level, you can buy better skates and better wheels and bearings and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, and you do.
You do.
It kind of becomes an obsession. You're like, I need some new knee pads, even though you probably don't, or some new wheels, or it becomes an obsession.
A lot of us have collections of wheels going.
Oh, but that's the fun part about it, though. I mean, it's like that. I think it's like that with any hobby. I mean, I know when I was a teenager, I played hockey. And I wasn't very good, and I still had 3 or 4 pairs of skates, and I was a goalie, so I had a couple pairs of goalie pads, and I wasn't good enough to warrant all that, but I had it.
Right.
And I think it's the same kind of thing. It's a fun part of the sport, I think. So we're actually up against the bottom of the hour break already. When we come back, I want to talk about maybe some of the things you do for the community. I mean, that's an important part of the team, and so we'll talk about that a little bit more, and maybe some other fun stuff to do with the sport. We'll be right back. News Talk 1270 KIML.
Call Don right now, 682-1270.
News Talk 1270 KIML, Don Carpenter here with you every weekday morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 10. Only a half an hour left in the show. If you're just now joining us, we have Shell on Wheels and Cinderella from the Coal Miners' Daughers roller derby team here in GIllette. And before break, we were talking about some of the things you do to help out the community. You mentioned that it is a nonprofit corporation, and what you do. Anything. I guess any proceeds of your bouts over and above your operating expenses, they go to charity.
Correct. And we pick a different charity for each bout to donate to.
Foundations for our bouts. Last one was the Huntington's disease. There's a few actually in GIllette that have Huntington's disease, so we decided to do that foundation.
In addition, we also raffled off our helmet panties, the pieces of cloth that have the star and the stripe on them. We raffled those off and donated the proceeds to thyroid cancer research also at the last bout.
Oh, and when was your last bout?
It was
March 2nd.
Actually, when's your next bout?
Our next away bout's June 22nd over in Jackson Hole. We don't have another home bout until September 21st. But our bouts in September, October, and November will all be double headers. And so you kind of get a 2-for-1 deal. The only thing better than watching one roller derby bout on a Saturday night is watching 2 roller derby bouts on a Saturday.
Yeah, and it's definitely a fun night out, and and it's good for the whole family too. It's definitely, kids love it.
Absolutely. My kids are my biggest fans.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. You'll have kids, random kids come up to the crowd, and they're just like, you were so good. And I'm like, thank you.
Who are you?
Yeah. I'm like, you're so cute.
Somebody else's kid, but
yeah, they want autographs and stuff on their shirts. One kid come up and wanted the whole team's autograph on his shirt. And yeah. See,
that's pretty good. I've never been asked for an autograph, so there you go. For your next bout coming up, have you picked a charity for it yet, or?
We have not. No, I don't think we have yet. I know we have a few.
I'm still trying to.
Yeah, we wrote a few down that we would probably pick. I cannot think of it. Probably just research, cancer research or something like that,
Oh yeah. You still have a little bit of time.
Yeah,
you still have a little bit of time.
We haven't even thought of a name for it yet.
Oh yeah. See, that's the other thing I wanted to get to. Not only do the skaters have names, but usually the bouts all have a name, usually related to some kind of pop culture reference or movie titles or stuff like that. So what are some of the ones that you've had so far?
Well, our opening bout last November, our inaugural bout was November Pain. So a plug at Guns N' Roses and November Rain.
And then along with the months, October will be Halloween, so probably something cool along that lines, or November Turkey, something. I don't know.
Yeah,
something fun.
Yeah, and I'm not good at coming up with that kind of stuff, so I'd like to help you, but the November Pain was pretty good, though.
We've got a few girls on our team who are real witty and clever at coming up with things like that.
So, and do you have somebody that does your posters and all that kind of stuff?
We have. We like to call him our team artist. He's Herb Kalenberg. Does all of our artistry and graphic work for our posters. So they're unique to Coal Miners' Daughters.
Oh, okay. And
there's no Google images.
Yeah, that's something that you see a bit of these days, unfortunately. But I always like it seems like it's definitely a do-it-yourself ethic that's involved with roller derby that I think is it's kind of a cool thing, and it's definitely everybody has something that they do. Even if you're not a skater, there's something that you do that you're involved with the team, and it's a good way to show teamwork, I think.
Oh yeah, we have tons of people that just contribute just time, and like Herb, he draws things for us, and he usually has a silent auction at every bout too. And he has a lot of work actually downtown as well. They do art walks and stuff too. Yeah, so everybody just kind of has their own little thing they do for the team, It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know you have a Facebook page. I've seen it, but if somebody wants to follow you on Facebook, how do they find you?
They can just search Coal Miners' Daughters roller derby team, I believe, and then we also have a web page. It's www.coalminersdaughters.com, and that has our practice schedule and where we're practicing, our bout schedule, any upcoming community service events,
our sponsors.
It's got all of our sponsors. It's got our skater bios, our coaches and ref bios. Anything you want to know about Coal Miners' Daughters, you can find on the website.
coalminersdaughters.com.
Correct.
And you mentioned your sponsors, and they're an important part of any team. So why don't you share with us who your sponsors are?
Our sponsors are Marlin Oil Company, the Sports Bar, Jeff Miller at YO He does all of our pictures. He's amazing. Nick Boozis, Dental, and L&H.
So make sure you go and visit all of them, and when you do, tell them that Coal Miners' Daughters sent you. Right? And
another thing about Jeff, our photographer, not only does he show up and take pictures at our bouts, but he's at just about every one of our practices. And, you know, we have a whole photo history over the last several months that we can thank him for, because he's there at every practice taking pictures of us in action, taking our team photos. He does our headshots. He's done some video work for us.
The Harlem Shake.
Yes, the Coal Miners' Daughters did a Harlem Shake. You can YouTube it.
Oh, well, I'll have to look that up then. I guess everybody's pretty much has a Harlem Shake video at this point. So yeah. It's so I mean, and it's so the practices again. If you want to plug that, practices are
they're every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 8, and they're usually at Skateland, but sometimes we're over at Central Pavilion at the Camplex. And so the best way to know where we're at is to go on the website, and it's got the date and the time and where we're at. And
the website's kept up to date, so everybody so everybody will be in the right place at the right time.
Correct.
So, okay, coalminersdaughters.com, and like you said, you're always looking for fresh meat. So, I highly encourage any girls or guys that want to go out and be involved. It's definitely a lot of fun, and
if you ever just want to come meet the team, we've got some events coming up over the next couple of months that we're going to be out in the community. June 1st, out at Sleepy Holidays, we're doing a garage sale, and the proceeds of that, I believe, are going to be split between us and someone in need. And then on the 15th, we'll be at the Bagger Ball at Jake's Tavern selling Jell-O shots. So you can come meet us that way, too. And we'll also be out at the Donkey Creek Festival on June 29th.
We also have our Harley raffle. We're raffling a Harley, actually.
Yeah, well, now that's something that somebody might be interested in. How do they get in on that?
Well, we have a number that they can call. It's just 363-COAL.
Okay.
So they can call that and get a ticket from there, or Facebook, or actually we should have some tickets down at Aloha Travel, and the bike should be down there as well to view too. So
go to Aloha Travel. The bike's down there, should be. If you want to see what you have a chance to win, get a ticket.
Well, and then we raffle it off July 13th. We're having a fan appreciation barbecue shindig.
Yeah, so it's not just the bouts. It's actually, I mean, you guys do a lot of activities that people can come out and get to know you and.
Oh yeah, we do tons of volunteer work every pretty much every month.
Yeah, and that's I think that's an important part of the club. I mean, it's not just for fun, but it's actually for a good cause too.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
It is, and we want people to come out and see us. We're pretty easy to get along with, so. Oh
yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's definitely something everybody should check out at least once, and once you do it once, it's probably something you'll want to check out over and over again. So let's get the dates out just one more time for your next bout.
Our next bout is September 21st. It'll be at the Camplex Central Pavilion, and we're going to be skating against Rushmore Rollers and the High City Derby Divas.
Oh, so it's a doubleheader with two different teams.
Right.
So they only have to skate once. You have to skate twice.
Right.
That's not fair.
Well,
At least not the second team. It's not fair to them. Or not fair to you.
It'd be fun. I could skate for 4 hours, I think.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
It's not the skating for 4 hours that hurts. It's that day after where you're crawling out of bed and finding muscles you didn't even know you had.
Oh, I can only imagine. So, you have an event coming up on the 1st, you said?
We'll be out at Sleepy Hollow Days doing a garage sale benefit. And I believe there's also going to be a bake sale going on. And we usually do donation only for our bake sales, so we kind of leave that up to the community as to how much they want to donate to a family in need.
Sure. And it's for a good cause. So that'll be this coming Saturday. And coalminersdaughters.com, and the number again is
363-COAL.
363-COAL. So I want to thank Cinderella and Shell on Wheels from the Coal Miners Daughters roller derby team. Thanks a lot, guys. Next time you want to come in and promote another event, just feel free. Just